In the quiet stillness of the savanna, where every movement can be detected from afar, not every lion's hunt ends as planned. A slight deviation in distance or a timely reaction from the prey can cause the advantage to be lost in a matter of seconds, and the initiative quickly shifts. When pursuits that seemed under control repeatedly fail, what truly determines the line between success and giving up? In the water-rich grasslands of sub-Saharan Africa, buffalo herds maintain dense formations to support each other. A mature male can weigh over 500 pounds and possesses curved horns that provide powerful thrust when reacting. A point in the formation is held back, reducing the support distance, and this spacing gradually opens up the risk of being approached. At this point, a group of lions, already positioned, begin to advance from multiple directions. They don't charge immediately, but tighten the space, forcing the buffalo to constantly change direction. The prolonged pressure slows the target's reaction, and the pressure is maintained in stages. When the pressure reaches a breaking point, another buffalo charges from behind. Next, the entire herd turns and advances into the area at high speed. The collective thrust and unified direction of movement dislodge the lions. The risk of a head-on collision forces them to separate, thereby quickly freeing up the target. As soon as distance is re-established, the buffalo herd maintains formation and continues moving, thereby quickly restoring a stable rhythm. Then, the lions leave the area and cease their approach, completely ending the pressure. The outcome is achieved when the collective response is sustained long enough to disrupt the entire approach process. On the open grasslands of Africa, zebras maintain distance and always move in groups to reduce the risk of being approached. Their instincts rely on coordination and the ability to quickly turn their heads when needed to protect their pack. When a zebra fawn is separated from the group, the distance between mother and fawn changes, creating a temporary vulnerability. When that distance narrows, a lioness holds her position and waits for the right moment before pouncing. She approaches quickly and gains control of the fawn in an instant, creating an initial advantage. Immediately afterward, the mother turns around, closing in directly and repeatedly delivering kicks from behind, forcing the lioness to constantly change position. As the pressure increases, the lioness cannot maintain a safe distance from the continuous counterattacks. She is forced to release her fawn and retreat to avoid injury. With the space cleared, the mother zebra quickly led her foal away from the area, while the lion stopped and did not pursue further. In the arid lands of South and East Africa, Oryx maintain a clear distance between individuals to preserve their vision. Each weighs approximately 300 to 450 pounds and possesses a pair of long, straight horns that are always pointed forward when necessary. A prolonged pause at the edge of the group alters the distance, thus gradually revealing an easily accessible position. Once this position becomes clear, the lion, already waiting, begins to approach in short strides. It pauses repeatedly to avoid detection, then shifts to a direct approach when close enough, forcing the oryx to turn its head, thereby narrowing the space ahead and restricting its path. When the distance is reduced to a dangerous level, the oryx maintains its position and extends its horns forward. The lion cannot advance without a direct confrontation. So after several unsuccessful attempts, it slows down and retreats. From there, the distance widened again, and the situation ended when the lion stopped chasing. Along the Serengeti grasslands, herds of wildebeest move in a line, maintaining distance to observe their surroundings. Each wildebeest weighs approximately 400 to 600 pounds and maintains a steady pace within the group. The pace slows at a point in the line, causing a gap to open up, thus drawing attention from outsiders. As the gap widens, two young lions, positioned low, approach after a period of observation. They don't move continuously, but stop in short bursts to minimize detection. When close enough, they press from both sides, forcing the wildebeest to constantly change direction, further reducing the distance. While the distance is being squeezed, the reaction is quick. The wildebeest turns and uses its horns to maintain the gap, creating short stretches. However, the pace is no longer consistent. At one point, the horns hooked onto the front leg of one lion and pulled it off balance. Shortly afterward, the situation reversed. The other lion slowed down and did not continue to press. A gap opened up, allowing the antelope to break free from the forced direction and return to the herd. Once the distance was maintained, both lions stopped and did not pursue further. In the vast savannas of Africa, giraffes maintain distance and keep their heads high to observe from afar. A mature individual can be over 15 feet tall and weigh over 2,500 pounds, with powerful front legs capable of reacting quickly when approached. When separated from the herd's movement, this distance decreases, and the risk of being tracked begins to emerge. While that distance is gradually shortening, A pride of lions adjusts its position and begins a pursuit in an open direction. They don't approach all at once, but maintain distance and accelerate in bursts, forcing the giraffe to constantly change direction. When a lioness leaps to get close to the giraffe's neck, the distance is narrowed in an instant. At that moment, the reaction is immediate. The giraffe regains its balance and delivers a front kick in the direction of the approach. The thrust caused the lions to lose momentum and retreat, instantly opening up a gap and interrupting the pursuit. Once the distance was maintained, the giraffe continued moving and left the area. The lion Pride then stopped and did not pursue further. The outcome was that the timely reaction negated the initial advantage of approaching the giraffe. In the vast savannas of East and Southern Africa, African wild dogs operate in packs with a highly coordinated instinct. Each individual maintains a flexible distance and constantly adjusts their position to the movements of their pack. When danger is detected, they don't separate but strengthen their bond, so the surrounding space quickly becomes inaccessible. At a waterhole, a lioness appears and stops out of sight to observe. She remains silent while the pack of wild dogs gradually closes in, thus continuously compressing the distance between them. At the right moment, the lioness suddenly lunges and catches one individual, momentarily disrupting the formation. Immediately after that approach, the pack of wild dogs reacts in unison. They close in from multiple directions, constantly moving and applying pressure, preventing the lioness from maintaining a stable position. Under increasing pressure, the lions had to release their target and retreat, thereby reopening the distance and freeing the captured individual. Once the distance was re-established, the pack of wild dogs maintained their formation and continued moving. The lions then stopped and ceased pursuit, thus maintaining the advantage for the pack through continuous coordination. Amidst the grasslands and open forests of sub-Saharan Africa, African elephants move in herds, maintaining distance to protect one another. Adults can weigh over 10,000 pounds and stand over 10 feet tall, so they are rarely direct targets. However, when one elephant deviates from the herd's rhythm, the distance increases, and thus the risk of being tracked begins to build. On the edge of the area, a group of lions observes from the front, keeping their bodies low to minimize detection. They adjust their position to the target's movement, not rushing to close but waiting for the distance to narrow. When the right moment arises, they accelerate briefly to apply pressure, forcing the target to constantly change direction in the confined space. While this is happening, the elephant herd behind quickly approaches and rejoins the formation. Elephants react to the presence of lions. especially when there are cubs, by proactively moving closer to maintain distance. This approach forces the lions to stop and retreat from the area. Once the formation is restored, the elephants maintain distance and control the surrounding space. The lions leave and cease their approach. The outcome depends on how well each side maintains distance throughout the process. Through each encounter, the common thread lies not in strength, but in who can maintain their pace and distance longer in the decisive moment. These failures show that even lions must stop when the prey's reaction is timely and strong enough to deflect their approach. And on that savanna, the outcome doesn't belong to the one who attacks first, but to the one who stands firm last. In the harsh savannas of Africa, confrontations rarely begin with noise, but with prolonged silence and observation. Hyenas don't wait for opportunities to appear. They attack proactively when close enough, using pack pressure to control the situation. In a few brief moments, when an opponent slows down even a beat, the situation changes instantly and the outcome is almost decided. Hyenas live primarily on the arid grasslands, vast savannas and semi-desert regions of Africa. When night falls, they silently emerge from the darkness as mysterious rulers of the wilderness. Their eerie laughter echoes in the wind, creating a tense atmosphere. Under the dim moonlight, herds of hyenas patiently patrol, hunting for opportunities to survive in the harsh environment. Hyenas are far more cunning and formidable than many realize. They are not merely scavengers, but highly strategic hunters, working together in packs with incredible precision. Upon spotting prey, the entire pride engages in a relentless, breathtaking chase, exhausting their prey. Their intelligence, extraordinary endurance, and fierce will to survive have made hyenas one of Africa's most fearsome predators. Throughout the East African savannas, zebras congregate in herds in areas of low grass and unobstructed views, where they can easily spot predators, but must also constantly move to find water and food. In the Serengeti, they participate in migrations hundreds of kilometers long, and this open space provides an initial advantage for escape. In the scorching savanna, a pack of hyenas emerges from afar and moves across the grass in search of food. Upon spotting a zebra separated from the herd, they immediately change direction, closing the distance and maintaining a steady pace. When the distance is close enough, the situation begins to change. Having their position revealed, the zebra immediately charges, initiating a breathtaking chase. Despite using speed to escape, its pace gradually wears down under constant pressure. After only a few moments, the distance is close enough for the hyena pack to take control and end the hunt. In the open field, speed only creates initial opportunities. When persistence and coordination are maintained at the right time, the tide quickly turns in favor of the predator. In the savannas and scrublands of Africa, rhinos move in open spaces with low vegetation, foraging and observing their surroundings. In Kenya or South Africa, they move slowly through the grasslands, relying on their large size and horns to keep their distance from any threats. From the edge of the dry, grass-covered clearing, the hyena pack gradually emerged upon spotting a lone rhino moving slowly. They followed at a safe distance, constantly shifting positions to assess the situation, then gradually closing in when they spotted an opportunity, forcing the rhino to turn and defend itself. As the distance narrowed, the hyenas approached from multiple directions and found an opening when the rhino slowly turned. They swarmed in simultaneously, maintaining constant pressure. In just a few moments, the rhino lost its position and was forced to retreat, leaving the hyena pack with the advantage. In East and Southern Africa, wildebeest herds migrate seasonally between regions like the Serengeti, where low grass and ample space allow them to spot predators from afar. However, constant migrations driven by rain and water sources cause many individuals to become separated from the herd, especially when the migration patterns become irregular. On the vast savanna, a lone hyena silently observes every movement on the grass. When it spots a slow-moving antelope behind it, it lowers its body and follows from a distance, maintaining its distance and patiently waiting for the moment its prey lets its guard down. As the distance narrows, the chase begins. The antelope accelerates and changes direction constantly, but the pressure from behind doesn't lessen. After a while, it slows down, forced to turn defensively, and the hyena takes advantage of that moment to close in, control the situation, and win. In a prolonged chase, victory belongs to the one that maintains its rhythm and chooses the right moment. Because if the prey loses its rhythm, the outcome is almost certain. Constant pressure leaves the opponent no chance to recover. And even a moment of slowing down is enough to completely change the course of the game. In the African savannas, Buffalo herds live near water sources, where vast grasslands provide food, but also keep them constantly vigilant. They migrate seasonally and often congregate in large groups, relying on collective strength to fend off predators. The hyena pack appeared on the sprawling dry grassland and began observing the grazing buffalo herd. They didn't advance directly, but instead circled around to gauge their reaction. Each small step was calculated until the buffalo's formation began to loosen, revealing a gap behind them. As soon as a young buffalo fell behind, the hyena pack accelerated, applying pressure from multiple directions. Even though the buffalo turned to defend themselves, the gap was broken. The young buffalo was isolated, forced to fend for itself against the relentless pressure, and was quickly subdued, ending the encounter with the hyenas holding the advantage. When facing a large herd, collective strength can provide long-term protection. A single moment of disunity can change the course of events, and whoever seizes the moment will control the outcome. On the African savanna grasslands, lions choose wide, sparsely vegetated areas near water sources, where prey congregates in large numbers. In the Serengeti, they often hide in tall grass near rivers, utilizing their long-distance vision and open space to ambush and coordinate their hunts, thus almost always having the initial advantage. On the edge of the arid grassland, a pack of hyenas approached a lioness resting after a long hunt. Instead of attacking immediately, they fanned out, constantly shifting positions to apply pressure, sensing danger. The lioness rose and roared in warning, but the hyenas pressed on, using their numbers and coordination to close the distance. When one hyena advanced, the entire pack closed the gap, forcing the lioness to react. Despite counterattacking, her rhythm was disrupted, and she was quickly forced to retreat. The lioness climbed a low tree to avoid being surrounded, while the hyenas took control of the area, closing the encounter with their advantage. This outcome demonstrates that in this confrontation, individual strength is no longer the deciding factor. When the pack maintains pressure at the right time and from the right distance, the tide can turn even against the leading predator. Amidst the vast savannas of Africa, wild dogs seek out areas with unobstructed views and open spaces to deploy their pack tactics. In places like the Serengeti or the Okavango Delta, they utilize the grassland terrain and wetlands to corner prey, thereby gaining an early advantage. On the dry grass, a pack of hyenas was enjoying their newly acquired food when a pack of wild dogs appeared in the distance. Instead of immediately attacking, they fanned out, moving in wide circles to scout for weaknesses, gradually closing in tense silence. As the distance narrowed, the confrontation shifted to close range. The wild dogs used their speed to try and break through from one direction, but the hyenas immediately counterattacked, locking on to their positions and reacting fiercely. In just a moment, the hyena pack secured their food, forcing their opponents to abandon any attempt to approach. In this encounter, the difference wasn't in individual speed or strength, but in maintaining position and controlling space. Once one side held the initial advantage, the situation quickly stabilized in their favor. In the open forests and savannas of Africa, leopards adapt to a variety of terrains, from open grasslands to dense woodlands and rocky slopes. They utilize their climbing abilities to drag prey up trees, preventing it from being stolen, and this habit often leads them to encounter hyenas. On the edge of the forest, a leopard had just brought down its prey and was dragging it away when a pack of hyenas began to approach from a distance. They didn't attack immediately, but spread out, closing in step by step and maintaining a steady pace, forcing the leopard to stop and switch to a defensive posture. When the distance narrowed, the hyenas all swarmed in, cutting off the leopard's trail of prey. After a brief struggle, it was forced to abandon its prey and jump into a tree for safety, leaving the hyenas to take its food. In this competition, the ability to retain the prey is more important than winning it. When faced with pressure from an entire pack, even the most agile predator must yield. Throughout their encounters in the savanna, hyenas consistently demonstrate a key characteristic: proactive attack, sustained pressure, and precise exploitation of moments when their opponents lose their rhythm. The outcome lies not in individual strength, but in coordination, perseverance, and the ability to choose the right moment to break formations or cut off the enemy's retreat. In this world, a single moment of slowing down can change the course of events. The one who controls the tempo of the confrontation will decide the outcome,